Alright, today we're going to be making a gorgeous dish, stuffed peppers. Now, traditionally, these peppers are stuffed with rice that has either beef or lamb and cheese on top. As good as that sounds, there's way too many recipes for that out there. So today we're going to get a little creative and we're going to stuff our peppers with couscous, shrimp, and fresh vegetables. Let me tell you, this dish has a great combination of flavors, a beautiful presentation, and it's super easy to make. Plus, these peppers are very healthy and they're so much fun to put together. The first thing we want to do is get our peppers ready. I've got a trio here of peppers, red, yellow, and green. You know, it's important in this recipe to use different color bell peppers. That way it gives it a visual pop. You know, but if you can't find them, it's okay to use the same color ones. The flavor's still gonna be there. Anyway, I'm gonna remove these peppers from the packaging. I'm gonna rinse them under cold water, make sure I scrub them well, and then I'm gonna pat them dry with some paper towels. Now we're gonna cut off about ½ inch off the top of each bell pepper. Then we're going to remove the seeds and the white pit. The easiest way to remove the white pit is just scraping it off with a spoon. And we want to reserve the tops of these bell peppers. Now we're going to cover each bell pepper with saran wrap. And we're going to add our peppers into a preheated oven, bake and broil option, 210 degrees Celsius, 410 degrees Fahrenheit for exactly 30 minutes. Okay, while our peppers are cooking in the oven, we're going to cut the rest of our ingredients. We're going to finely mince 1 large clove of garlic, finely dice 1 small onion, and then we're going to finely dice the tops of our bell peppers. And for our final ingredient, I've got about 13 jumbo shrimp here that have been peeled and deveined. I'm going to reserve 3 of them and set them aside, and then I'm going to finely chop the other 10. Easiest way to chop these shrimp is just cut them right down the middle and then start chopping. Now we can start cooking. Grab a saucepan, heat it with a medium heat, and we're going to add 2 tablespoons of extra virgin Spanish olive oil. Once the oil gets hot, we're going to add our diced onions and our minced garlic and mix them in there with the oil. After cooking the garlic and the onions for 3 minutes, add the diced bell peppers and mix them in there. About 5 minutes after adding our bell pepper into the pan, and we already have this beautiful aroma in the kitchen, we're gonna be adding our chopped shrimp, and then we're gonna start seasoning everything. Before we add our seasonings, we're gonna mix in the shrimp in there. We're gonna add 1 teaspoon of dried thyme, ½ teaspoon of smoked paprika, seasoned generously with sea salt, and freshly cracked black pepper. And let's get in there and mix everything together. In about 1.5 minutes after adding our shrimp, add ½ cup of water. Once we come to a rolling boil, we're gonna be adding ½ cup of couscous. I'm gonna mix the couscous in with everything, place a lid on top, and turn off the fire. Okay, our couscous is steaming, our bell peppers are almost done. So for the final step, let's grab our 3 shrimp that we reserved earlier and let's pan sear them for about 2 minutes. Before we start searing our shrimp, let's season them with a little sea salt. Then we'll heat a small nonstick frying pan with a medium-high heat. We're gonna add about 1 tablespoon of extra virgin Spanish olive oil. Once the oil gets very hot, we're gonna be searing our shrimp for 1 minute per side. After cooking our bell peppers for about 30 minutes, let's take them out of the oven. Okay, we have everything ready, so let's start plating our dish. Begin by unwrapping the bell peppers, and we'll transfer them into some paper towels. Then we'll turn each one around. I want to just work it like that, that way they stand up. And we're gonna lightly season the inside of each one with a little sea salt. Now we'll grab our couscous, take the lid off, and using a fork, we're gonna fluff it up. Now we'll transfer our bell peppers into a dish and start stuffing them with the couscous. And we'll top off each one with our seared shrimp. Okay, now I'm gonna give this dish a try. Salud. So good. Couscous is perfectly cooked. Shrimp are perfectly cooked. You get all the spices and herbs at the end. This is such a fantastic dish. If you enjoyed today's video making these stuffed peppers, please hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. Until the next time, hasta luego.